Excuse me folks, it's 6:32 p.m. Damn, I don't even know what date it is. Middle of December. There we go. Had a late night, a bit tired. I'm back on my farm. This day trip. Thought I might quickly talk about the doorway keepers, the ET doorway keepers that I've mentioned before when I've spoken about the architecture on my blog, ETNI. Just watching about a dozen birds called chows that look like currawongs, sort of like a raven, kind of very curved beak. They make little holes in the ground and they hop around. Very sociable. They hang around in small groups, 6 to 30 birds, that sort of thing. And we have a friendly mob here. They've been getting friendlier anyway. Just sitting under the trees nearby and looking at me. So, on Earth there are 40 to 50 doorway keepers who are each associated with a doorway or a set of doorways. That number, of course, varies according to the need, which doorways are active, which ones aren't. And they've been here for a very long time, as long as the original structure of the architecture, so about 5,500 years, something like that. Most of them are human aliens, human ETs. They look human, originated elsewhere in the universe, elsewhere in the galaxy. And so they're attached to these doorways. Now these doorways are areas which join to other places in the cosmos. Some of the doorways are made of rock. Some of them are invisible. I know one. Oh, ant bit me. One is under a tree actually. And another is on the side of a mountain, and literally looks like a big door, gigantic sort of rectangular door. So the doorway keepers are associated with the doorways, and their primary function is to monitor the doorways for activity and assist any of the beings who are using the doorways. And in assisting any of the beings, it's important for them to know all about the local terrain, local poisonous snakes, local flora and fauna, human populations, animal populations, plant populations, and to know about the worlds that the ETs are coming from and their requirements, so that if assistance is required, they can provide assistance to those beings. So they will know who is coming through at any particular time, and just monitor that their stay is safe and comfortable. They'll also monitor whether or not any humans are near the doorways or attempt to connect with the doorways. Sorry, I seem to be near a trail. I've been sitting down near a trail of meat ants, and one just bit me on just above the rump on my backside, and a few around my feet. A couple of magpies there fighting the chows, or trying to start a fight. Chows aren't really interested. So I guess a secondary function of the doorway keepers, probably the one that occupies most of their time, is they blend into normal society, look like human beings, may make changes when they get back to their homes, drive ordinary cars, nothing outstanding. I know one that drives a Mitsubishi Magna. It's an older car, and doesn't stand out. He looks about 35, and ironically, one of his favourite foods is Kentucky Fried Chicken. We might have issues with fast food and factory farming, but it's considered an exotic food to some people from other worlds. So people like him perform this other role, which is monitoring local populations and monitoring the Earth and celestial activity. So he might be walking down the street with an object that looks like an iPhone, but in fact he's monitoring the sun and lunar activity, or monitoring particular prevalence of certain virus in the local population, or the spread of an infectious disease or mutation of flu virus, or the impact of certain energy forms, certain electromagnetic energies on local population, or tectonic activity on local population, or he may be monitoring tectonic activity, anything to do with the Earth. So they form this network, I guess, of individuals who are monitoring the doorways and located in situ monitoring Earth, celestial events and local population. So that provides a great deal of valuable on-ground information for the ETs, and certainly for the 9 ETs that reside at the top of the structure of the architecture, along with the being of course number 1, who's a human ET. Well, technically not ETs from this planet from a long time ago. So that's the doorway keepers in a nutshell, and hopefully as time goes by, and if Dude allows me to, I'll say more about that. Anyway, in the meantime, I've got an ant bite to attend to, and sore bacon. Till next time, take care.